Who's ready on Herman Lewis?
I am, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Let's call Herman Lewis. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
City of Detroit versus Herman Lewis, case number SP 169-1218, counts 1 and counts 2, SP 174-65371, SP 174-65411. Appearance for the record, please.
Good morning. Harry Boffman, P55052. For the defendant, sir, state your full name.
Herman Lewis.
Judge, this is date and time for trial. My client is going to waive his rights to that event. He's advised and wishes to enter into a plea of guilty. The recommendation is for a 6-month delayed sentence. He will plead guilty to the count ending in 2182, where he is accused of disobeying a lawful order from an officer. The agreement also includes a stipulation to dismiss a civil infraction, which is in default. SP 169-12001, where the defendant is accused of failing to stop at a stop sign. We will set aside that default according to the agreement and ask Your Honor respectfully to dismiss that case as well as the other matters on today's docket. My client is ready to give you a factual basis to accept his plea.
I'm not seeing that issue, that civil infraction. I see only one civil infraction that is not in default, and that is on the improper display of plate. I'm not seeing anything else in your defendant's name, Mr. Lewis's name.
So, Your Honor, let me give you a little background on that. My client posted a bond on June 27th and submitted a motion to set aside the default in that case.
What case number is that?
SP 169-12001. On July 2nd, Your Honor, that motion was denied by Magistrate Clapero. We have included that matter in our agreement today, and the prosecutor here has agreed to set aside and dismiss against the defendant. He is aware that he's probably going to forfeit that bond that's already been forfeited. He's not going to get that money back. But as concerned as he is for the points on his record, we thought we would make an attempt to make this agreement so that it would be re-abstracted and the points would come off of his record.
And you talked also with Counsel Schneider?
Yes, I have. We sent text back and forth. She agreed to do that. There was also a seatbelt charge that my client is going to continue in default, and he's already paid for it.
What was the agreement on that other one?
Well, look at that. We got some serious editing going on there. That was Brecken. I need to thank Plausible, and of course, I need to thank Zach over at Law Nerds Unite as always.
On the other one, these are all related to the instant case, Your Honor. So the agreement would be that my client the default would remain on the seatbelt case. Let me read to you exactly what the text message says from Alexa.
No, I don't need that. I don't need all of that. If you're an officer of the court, if they said that it's been set aside. What was the offer on that failure to stop at a stop sign ticket?
You're going to dismiss that.
Dismiss. All right.
Set aside default and dismiss as part of today's agreement for the defendant's guilty plea here.
All right. And then one count of disregarding officer signal.
Correct. A 6-month delayed sentence, please, Your Honor.
You want to take the deal, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, I would like to take the deal. I don't actually know what
Lord.
the actual disobeying, and I don't know what the actual disobeying order was.
So we spoke about this, Mr. Lewis. If you're not willing to give a factual basis to that, or you want to say that you don't know what that was, that's not the plea agreement.
No. I'll take the plea agreement, but
Okay.
I just don't know. I just would like to hear someone tell me what the actual charge was. What did I disobey? Because I don't I can only speculate.
Your Honor, may I?
Okay, go back in the breakout.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
All
Mr.
right,
Lewis.
I don't have the SB 14 tickets. I'm gonna see if Miss Mathis can get SB 1465411 ticket to.
That's not it.
see If it's any thing that it tells us on the ticket itself.
Judge, that is
One.
SB 16912.
I have that ticket. That ticket does not give me any indication. It just says he has Remy Martin with 3/4 of remaining and thing.
Oh.
SB 174-65371. Give me that ticket, please. Let's pass the matter. We'll forward that ticket or read the notes of that ticket if there's any to Mr. Baldwin. Let's pass the matter. All right, who are we ready on?
We're ready on Herman Lewis, Judge.
Let's go back on the record with Mr. Herman Lewis. What was the issue with this?
So my client was in the middle of making a factual basis and he needed.
Yes, yes. Which one are we talking about? I don't know if we got the ticket for the one. Mr. Lewis, do you understand what's going on now?
Yes.
All right, so,
So Judge, we're gonna plead to disobeying the officer's lawful order.
and that's gonna be as charged, and that's gonna be, a 6-month delay.
Correct, Your Honor. I also included stipulation to dismiss a defaulted failure to stop infraction
And the other 2 matters, correct?
and the other 2 matters. There's also a non-appearance for trial on, I believe, 3 additional matters, Your Honor.
Well, it's be 2 additional matters, I guess. Well, it doesn't, we're just gonna dismiss, at least for the plea.
Yeah.
All right. All right, now, Mr. Lewis, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
You can put your hand down. Do you understand the maximum possible penalty for this offense is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have an absolute right to a trial?
Yeah.
Mr. Baughman went over your other advisor rights in the breakout room, did he not?
Yes.
You understood those rights?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any questions about those rights?
No, sir.
Do you know by taking a deal, you're gonna give those rights up?
Yes.
Has anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record?
No.
All right, are you clear on what you did that day?
Yes, the disobeying the officer order. Yes.
Let's go carry your attention back to March the 7th, 2025, at around 1:53 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of Oakland and Grand River. Did you have an occasion on that day to come in contact with the Detroit Police Department?
Yeah.
Were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes.
All right, 2020 Chevy?
Yes.
All right, what did you do?
Well, after I got pulled over, the officer, I guess he looked in the back, not the back seat, but he looked to the floor in the, behind the driver's seat. And he
Okay.
said, well, pardon?
I said, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So he looked in the driver's, the behind the driver's seat, and on the floor, a bottle of liquor had rolled out the bag onto the floor. So
To
he
the
asked me,
to the shock of yourself, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
To the shock of yourself, right?
To shock of myself?
Yes.
No, actually, it wasn't a shock because I heard that bottle rolling around for about, I don't know. I got 4 cars, so I
It
tramped
was just
between
a shock
cars.
that it was just a shock that it was a 3/4 full of Remy Martin.
3/4?
That's what it says on the ticket.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that, you know.
Well, It's shocking
In fairness, he was drunk at the time, Judge.
that there was a bottle of Remy Martin in there, right?
I wasn't shocked. No, I wasn't shocked
No.
because I put them in there when I bought them.
Very good. All right, now go ahead and tell me what else would happen. We're
I'm
really
sorry to
talking
hear you.
regarding the officer's signal.
The officer's order. So he asked me to get the bottle from under my seat while I'm in the driver's seat. So and also noticing that he posted himself while I was doing that in a minimum, casualty state, where he can affect minimum casualty or something like that. I told him I wasn't reaching it.
Whoa. I didn't get that last part, a minimum casualty state?
Well, he positioned himself like at the back door, where
Right.
if something did happen, he could protect himself.
That sounds like good policing.
Yeah, sure it does. It does.
Right. So get to it. What did you do that you disregarded his
I
officer's
did not.
signal? Come
Well,
on
I
now.
did not because I feared for him taking action. If I reached under my seat, not knowing whether he knew I was reaching for a bottle of liquor, anything else, that's why I didn't reach under there.
But he asked you to get the bottle of liquor, right?
Ask?
Yes.
No, he told me.
Well, told, asked.
Right, he
What's
asked
the
me.
difference?
Right.
What's the difference?
There's no difference. He asked.
It's no really difference, right? He
There's no
knew
difference.
that this is a.
The bottom line is that I didn't feel safe reaching under his seat with an officer on the side of me, not knowing what I was going under there to reach under.
Okay, that's the bottom line. You just didn't feel safe, so you disregarded what he asked you to do.
Disregard? Not everything. He asked me to get a driver's license. He got that.
I think Mr. Lewis wants some YouTube views. I think that's what he's looking for now, because I can't. And listen, we're trying to get you to the point, and you're not getting to the point. Did you disregard him when he asked you?
Yes, I did. I did disregard it. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with that, Mr. Bachman?
I am satisfied. Thank you.
All right. He's got so many cards. He does remember putting a Remy Martin in the back seat in the car. So
Your Honor, actually, it was 2 bottles.
2 bottles.
Yeah, there was 2 brand new bottles that I bought on my birthday that I sat in the back seat of the car.
I'm still
2 bottles of
on a
Remy?
tobacco basis.
No. One was a square bottle. What's the one they drink?
You drink. You must drink. You bought it for your birthday, unless you bought somebody else a drink for your birthday.
No. Actually, I bought the 2 bottles of liquor to have at my home. I threw them on the seat on my birthday. The square bottle stayed on the seat. The other bottle rolled off into the in the bottom of the driver's seat. So,
Right.
But yeah, I did disobey that. His order.
That's it. All right. Stipulate, with that, I'll find him guilty as charged to disobeying the officer order. $240, 6-month delay. Stipulate the probable cause will dismiss the other matters.
So stipulated. Thank you.
When can you pay? Give me a 6-month review date, please. February the 5th, 2026. Pay it at any DivDak kiosk in the city of Detroit. I'm told you can upload DivDak app to your phone or come on down to the courthouse and pay it in person. Those are the 2 best ways I can tell you to pay it. If it's paid by then, you don't get any more trouble, then you will dismiss the case. Nothing.
Why did he bring up the second bottle at all? There's no effing reason. He was through the factual basis. It doesn't change anything. It just makes him look. Why? What is going through his brain?
Further, best of luck to you. Have a very good rest of your day.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Hopefully it'll be another 15 years.
Another 15 years?
Well, I'm saying another 15 years before I get like a ticket or something, because that's what it's been this time.
Well, you don't want to hope that you get another ticket in 15 years,
Well,
do you?
no. Well,
Hopefully you
hope
never
that-
get another ticket.
Well, I mean, at the rate that was, at the rate the way it's picking up out there, you know, I'll hope for 15 years.
You keep riding with that Remy Martin, open bottle of Remy Martin, you might get another ticket sooner than that.
No, well, that might, but I'm just saying, I'm not gonna do that.
All right. Best
Thank
of
you,
luck
sir.
to you, sir. Be safe, all right?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you again, Your Honor.
Officer, you're welcome. It's
Charles Peedy and Laura Bowman. And we'll have both of you, and Mr. Finley, Mr. Peedy is with you? Okay,
Okay, that was a beautiful warm up for this what we're about to get into here. I've seen a bit of it. It's pretty darn good.
thank
Yes,
you.
he's right here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Peedy, pardon me, Mr. Peedy and Ms. Bowman, both raise your right hands for me. Swear that testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Bowman, say something?
Yes, I do. Sorry, my.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Finley, do you have questions for Mr. Peedy as to the basis for his need for protection order?
I do, Your Honor. I'd ask the court how much detail do we need to go into here?
Well, I mean, what I read in the petition is that Ms. Bowman flips off Mr. Peedy, makes false statements about him. And if you want to add something to that, go ahead with your questions to Mr. Peedy.
All right, thank you. Mr. Peedy, tell us about the incident with your car and Ms. Bowman.
My car had been keyed and Miss Bowman came to my house and apologized for it and paid me for my deductible and admitted the guilt. She said that she didn't key my car. She said she actually used a claw hammer and came to my house and admitted to it.
All right, and then after that happened, was there an incident with her at a park?
Yes, so then I went to a park to have dinner with my cousin and she walked around the park twice. On her second trip, she started yelling at me and my company. One of the fathers from my school was right behind her and saw the whole thing. And she just trying to cause a disturbance with me and the three kids and my cousin. And we pretty much just ignored her and went about our way. And it's just nonstop harassment. She just won't let up.
How many times has she summoned you into court for restraining orders against you?
I think like 3 different times, 2 or 3 different times.
And were any of those granted?
No, they were not.
And she also called your employer and said,
She apologized for everything that she had done, admitted it was all a lie. Tried to take me to court again, and then the judge dismissed it because he dismissed it
okay,
prior to that a couple weeks.
all right, listen to what I'm asking. And she also called your employer and tried to get you fired.
Yes, she has.
Okay, do you remember what she said to the employer?
She said that I was a pedophile and I was stalking her kids at the bus stop, which is at the corner where I live. And I drive my son to school every single day. So when I leave for school, her kids are catching the bus at my corner.
Is there any truth to any of those allegations?
No truth at all whatsoever. I never even made eye contact with kids.
And those allegations were the basis of one of the protection orders that was denied for her.
Correct.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add here?
I'm just really tired of her harassing me. I mean, it's just nonstop. She comes and apologizes. She's even called my employer again after all this recently and accused my secretary of having a speech impediment and her being crazy, and she just won't stop harassing. She's got on My Neighbor on Facebook, all kinds of different stuff. She's actually even put signs on my street signs in front of my house saying I'm a pedophile.
Charlie, I forgot what I wanted to ask you there. I- Is there, does her, behavior cause you, to fear for your safety?
Extremely, it does. She's actually drove through my yard twice. The cops came, she yelled at them, slammed the door in their face. Nothing happened with that. I had to get rid of my son's dog because I'm afraid that she's gonna hit him. I don't let my son play in the front yard anymore because I'm afraid that she's gonna try through my yard again and kill my son. My son has been losing sleep from it because he knows what's going on. He asked me what happened to her.
Okay, I saw the next hearing that's coming up. I haven't seen this one. Wow. Wow. I haven't heard her side of it yet, but boy, does she look psycho with everything that he that he says, as if to confirm that it's true. That's what I'm seeing so far.
Our car, and I can't lie to him, and he's just really distraught and having a hard time with it, and it's affected my work. I've missed multiple days of work, and she's trying to run me out of the town that I've worked in for 25 years, being a tax-paying citizen. And it's just not fair that she thinks that she could exploit the court system to try to get me away. And
All right.
it just don't seem fair.
All right, thank you. I think that should be sufficient, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr.
If what he's saying is true, she needs jail. Not to lose today, she needs to be incarcerated.
Finley. Ms. Bowman, go ahead.
Yes, I would like to ask for an extension. My tribe has a free clinic tomorrow at our DuPont facility, the Cowlitz Indian Tribe, with Northwest Justice Project. And I would like to speak with an attorney. In addition, I'm also waiting for police reports and camera footage because I believe that
How about no?
the majority of what was just said is wrongful.
Okay, so
So I'm gonna be speaking with an attorney tomorrow. At 10 o'clock, I have an appointment in DuPont. And I also have police reports and camera footage that I'm waiting for.
camera footage of what?
From the city of Olympia, from the top of the light post, from when he was following me around, videotaping me multiple days in a row. There's a lot more to this story. And I've
Okay.
tried to file 3 protection orders against him, but the protection order I tried to file when he got the attorney, I am an educator. I'm very well known in my community. I work in Native education.
Oh, good Lord. If your children are subject to her, pull them out of that institution immediately.
And I could not miss my student groups. I kept missing groups because he had not been served. And then when the judge at family court, he said that the reason I didn't accept he offered me an attorney. I did not accept it. That was my bad. I'm screwed up. I should have accepted the attorney. I wanted things to be over with because I chair an STI committee for my tribe. I just got my master's in elementary education. I do all kinds of things. I'm too busy to harass this man. I need an attorney because I didn't come to court last time because I couldn't. I kept showing up. He wasn't showing up. The people that were facilitating my middle school groups were getting very frustrated with me. I was getting emails from my students, Miss Bowman, where are you? And so I chose to go to my students instead of this. And this is all wrongful. There's so many falsehoods, so many. My children I have a statement from my daughter. My children have had mental.
You have a statement that you probably implanted into your daughter and messed her up too. This is disgusting. And I have serious disputes as to the legitimacy of your Native American claims. I'm not putting you on them. It's just something you use to be nasty. This woman needs to be taken out. In the sense that she needs to be prosecuted. If she's lying on the stand right now, she needs to be prosecuted for it. I mean, by proper operation of law. I'm not suggesting something else. But as this hearing goes on, I am more and more confident that she's the one in the wrong here.
Issues because he has said that he wants to have sexual relations with my daughter multiple times. He's referenced it. Even after I took him to court last time for it, he did it again. I never keyed his car or whatever he said I did. I never drove through his yard. I never did any of that. These are all false accusations, and I would like.
I don't believe that for 1 minute. I don't believe that for 1 minute. That is a disgusting thing to say. And it just makes no sense. Even if that guy was so inclined, and I don't believe he is, why would you announce that? That's insanity. That makes no sense.
Legal representation.
Okay, so you told, Mr. Petey told me that you told him that you keyed his car and that you paid for the damage.
Yeah, that never happened. That never happened. He has been making things up since I did call his work back in February to warn them of his pedophilia and what he had said and done to my daughter multiple times. And then after that, that's when everything got ugly. That's when he accused me of driving through his yard and called the police on me. That is when like all this ugly stuff started happening.
Okay, so you're denying all of that. You're
All of
saying,
it. Yes, absolutely.
did you pay him for anything?
I paid him for nothing.
So didn't give him a check, you didn't give him cash, you didn't Venmo him anything. You've done, not given him any money at all.
No.
And how about the incident that he describes when he's at a park and you?
Yeah, that's a good point, Mean John. That's part of it. There's all these things that just, that you don't even think. You just absorb them subconsciously. But that's another one. She has the wrong affect if any of her allegations are true. Absolutely counter to human nature.
You're seen walking by and he says he has a witness who'll testify that you were yelling at him.
I can tell you exactly what happened that day, sir. I am an avid walker. I have an app right here on my phone that says I've been walking around that park multiple times every day for years. I also have neighbors that are willing to give statements. I mean, you can ask anyone.
I mean, you don't look like an avid walker. I'm just saying.
And that's how Mr. Petey and I met, was because I'm a walker and I used to walk by his house. And I was walking around the park like I do every day, and I have never, ever seen him there, ever. He has a child, and I've never seen him at that park. And I thought it was weird because we live a block away. What kind of parent doesn't take their kid to the park? So I'm walking around. I walk around 3 times, not 2, 3 times. And the third time I was like, wait a minute. He was following me around this park, videotaping me multiple days in a row. And now he's showing up in a place that I frequent that he's never, ever at. So I walked back and I took pictures, and I have them. And I have pictures of his truck at the car, because that was something that was against me, not me against him. And I walked back and I started taking pictures just from far away. And then he was ducking, like trying to hide from the pictures. And so I went over there and I said, how does it feel?
Squaw Big Walker.
How does it feel to have somebody taking pictures of you? And then I did not speak to anyone. I went up to him. I said, what, you've followed me around multiple days in a row, videotaping me, and now you're showing up at a place that I frequent that I have never, ever seen you before. And I said, you're getting served. I will see you in court. And then I went the very next day, got a protection order. I showed up to court twice. He never showed up. And that's when my middle school groups and my students and everybody was harassing me because I was missing work. And so I chose that day. I made the mistake to not go to court and go to my students instead of going to court, which was a mistake on my part. But this man has been harassing me. Like this, everything that he's saying, he is actually doing. There's a lot of projection. There's a lot of gaslighting. I don't every time I've talked to this man, I get a different answer for the same question. This man also, in addition to everything else, he's got 7 acres in Shelton with a house. He lives in a teeny tiny mold infested house surrounded by single moms that he has harassed. He's harassed so many all around, and he's got 7 acres.
A teeny tiny mold infested house surrounded by single moms. It sounds like heaven. What the hell is this woman on about? I don't believe you. Oh, it was a perfect stop too. I mean, I could have stopped it anywhere, but the psycho is strong in that particular freeze frame. Look, if any of her allegations are true, I'm with her all the way. The fact of the matter is, I do not believe her. I absolutely, positively do not believe her. That's subject to change. Bring the proof, show evidence. Convince me, I'll change my mind. But as things stand, I do not believe you.
In a house in Shelton. At his age, I'm sorry, but my dream would be to have acreage and build and he's got a kid. Like, why is he choosing not to live on his 7 acres that he's had his whole life with a house in Shelton, and instead he's living in this teeny tiny little mold infested house instead of, I mean, to me, that just speaks volumes. A lot of things speak volumes, but anyway, that's.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Petey, how did Ms. Bowman pay you for the damage to your car?
She came to my house to apologize because she thought and she came to my front door. I opened the door. I realized it was her. And I said, you should probably just leave. That's all I said to her. She turned around and walked away. Well, I was already doing dump runs that day. So I walked around to into my house and through the house to the garage. I opened up the garage door and bam, there she was. She walked up to my garage door and I said, Laura, I thought I asked you politely to just leave. I don't want to see you ever again. Please leave me alone. And she said, I just want to make it right. Well, I used to always drive my work truck to work and I stopped doing it because of her harassment and the way she was harassing and bad.
Okay, did they have a relationship at some point? I don't get this. Why is she in the garage? And he says, I don't want to see you anymore. Is this like a hookup gone bad? And if so, how? Is he blind? These are the questions that occur to me as I proceed through this hearing.
In my company through the internet. So I didn't want her to think that I was working there anymore. So she thought that I got fired. And she's like, I just want you to get your job back. And I was like, well, you just called Carrie 3 days ago and apologized. And Carrie played it off like she had to talk to the employer to try to get my job back. She didn't want to engage with her because she knows that she's crazy. So I said, well, what do you want? And she's like, oh, I just want you to forgive me. And I was like, Laura, when you keyed my car in November of last year, I forgave you because I don't want to carry you in my backpack. I don't hold resentment. I don't hold grudges. I just wanted to die. I just want to go away. And she's like, well, I just want you to get your job back. And I was like, well, what do you really want? And she's like, I just want you to forgive me. And I was like, well, if you want me to forgive me, tell me that everything that you've done has been a lie. And she's like, okay, I admit that I made up all this stuff and it's all a lie. And I was like, if you really want me to forgive you, you admit to me that you keyed my car. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, I did not key your car. And I said, Laura, you're a liar. You just admitted to be a liar. And I know you keyed my car because nobody else would do that. All of the neighbors love me. And she's like, I did not key your car. I used a claw hammer. And the reason why I did that is because I planned on smashing all the windows out and busted in all the fenders. And I said, oh my goodness, why would you even do that? I didn't do anything to you. And then so she says, well, I just want to make it right. And I was like, well, it's $3,700 for a paint job, but it's $500 for the deductible. And she said, oh, well, can I pay for the deductible? And I said, no, just please go away and let's just never ever talk again. She's like, I just need to make it right with you. And I said, okay, I will let you pay for the deductible and I will forgive you 100%. And you just need to stay away from me for at least 3 to 5 years. She said, okay, I'll bring the
exciting and new.
I like that he had a specific timeline in mind. You need to stay away for 3 to 5 years, or preferably forever.
Money back to your house. I said, no, I don't want you coming to my house ever again. I will meet you at your bank in 15 minutes. So we went to her bank. I got the money from her in front of multiple cameras at the bank. There's stoplight cameras, there's bank cameras, there's all kinds. And then he gave me the money. I went over to my bank and I deposited it.
That's possible. That's possible. I'm sure they're both shading things their way. I don't think either one of them has impeccable credibility, but I don't believe her at all. That's subject to change. That could be subject to change with evidence, but from what I saw, she makes no sense to me. That's my assessment.
And then I went about our way. And then I was hoping that it'd all go away. Well, the next thing you know, I get another Superior Court case that the judge denied her for. And I was like, what is she doing? She's trying, basically what she's doing is she knows I have a lawyer. She knows that it's costing me money. I'm a single income that has a full-time parent. She knows that I can't afford a lawyer. And what she's trying to do is make me go broke and push me out of the neighborhood. One have done nothing wrong, but be nice to her. I haven't drove past her house in over 7 months. Since November, not one time have I drove past her house. And that's a shortcut for me to get home. I tack on a minute and a half of every single day just to get home to avoid her. And she goes out of her way to try to make contact with me. When I drive away from my house to go to the school, I have to drive by that park. I drive by that park at least 4 to 8 times a day coming back and forth from work. I completely avoid her area just to give her respect, and she cannot return that favor. And she's just relentless on trying to terrorize my life. And she thinks that I'm just going to run away and move back to my property when I'm not. That's not, I don't have to do that. I live in Olympia because it has a better school for my son, and he's already been going to school there for 2 years. And I don't want him to start, and this will be if I leave now, this will be the 3rd school he's had to adapt to. And I don't want him to have to do that because he's doing really good in school now. So I'm just really tired of the harassment.
So tell me what happened at the park. Ms. Bowman
Yep.
says that she was videotaping you and came up and spoke with you directly. You tell me what you think happened.
Your Honor, could I interject for just a minute? This was the subject of a previous restraining order brought by Ms. Bowman. And there are declarations from, I think, 2 or maybe 3 witnesses on Mr. Petey's behalf in there. If the court looks at those, I think you'll see that they're consistent with what he's going to say here. And I'll let him go ahead and answer your question now. Ms. Bowman didn't have any witnesses.
So she walked around, I noticed, as I realized, she walked around the whole park, which is the city block, twice. On the second trip that I noticed she was walking around is when she started screaming at me from the road. Well, I was at the table, as a picnic table, while my nieces were eating dinner, and my son was sitting there playing on the phone. So I didn't have the phone in my hand. And as she's yelling at me, I told my cousin to don't even look at her. She wants us to engage. Just don't even pay attention because she won't stop. And then one of the fathers that I see every day at school was walking right up behind her and saw it and heard the whole thing. And he gave me a declaration along with my cousin that I was with, them both stating of exactly what happened. And I actually didn't even talk to her that day because I knew that there was stuff going on, and I knew that if anything I said to her, she's going to try to use against me. So I didn't even say a word to her, and because there's so many people, she walked away. But she got halfway around the park, still screaming and yelling at us, and that's how people were noticing it.
And what she's screaming and yelling?
I couldn't really hear her, but she was screaming at my truck, and I was trying to ignore her, so I couldn't really hear her because the kids were laughing and screaming at the park. So but she was taking pictures of us, videotaping us for no reason. We didn't even acknowledge her at all.
Your Honor, may I speak about the day that I went over to his house?
Just tell me, did you go to the bank with Mr. Petey?
No, I didn't go with him. I, oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah. You and Mr. Petey meet at a bank.
no. No,
So
no, no.
you
He,
were at a bank, didn't hand him $5.
no,
And so he's making this up?
yes, what happened? I did go over there to, because I thought he was moving. And when I went over there, I knocked on his door and I brought this can of peach peace tea because he so told me a long time ago that he liked peach tea. So I knock on the door, he opens and he says, "You need to leave." So I go, "Okay." And I set the peach tea down and I started walking home. He comes around the corner, he opens his garage door and looks at me. So I start walking toward him and he goes, "That's not an invitation." I said, "Okay, well, why would you, I'm walking around the corner to go home and you just opened your garage door." So then he starts yelling at me about my ex-husband. He's like, "Why don't you go blah, 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 like you did your ex-husband?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he said something about my ex-husband from a long time ago, which was a domestic violence thing that because I have a scar from it. Anyway, so we start talking and I said, "I just want to come over because this is super ugly." I said, I don't like animosity between my neighbors. I just want to just be cordial. Like we don't have to be friends, nothing. And I was there for 4 hours, Your Honor. He would not let me leave. And not like he was holding me for ransom, but he kept talking to me and talking. And he's like, "Wait, one more thing and then I'll let you go. One more thing and then I'll let you go. But wait, one more thing and then I'll let you go." And he kept telling me, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say this. He even told me that he's only slept with one person in the last 7 years. That's how much he was talking the whole time. I'm just saying that he's telling me all these things. And he just, for 4 hours, he was talking to me. And I kept saying, "Well, I got to go. And he's like, "But wait, one more thing, and then I'll let you go." Like he was absolutely did not want me to leave his premises, but I did.
That I gave Ms. Milligan, I'm assuming bacterial vaginosis.
And I went home.
All right, thank you.
And there were neighbors, by the way, there were neighbors all over the place coming and going. It was a Sunday morning. And there's witnesses, there's tons of witnesses. We were in the yard the whole time.
How close do the two of you live together?
2 houses
Ms.
down.
Bowman?
There is a little hill in between, so we cannot see each other's homes.
And Mr. Petey, if I asked you for a bank statement showing that you deposited $500 on the day you met Ms. Bowman at the bank, would it show that?
Yes, sir.
We can show it to you right
I
now.
can show it to you right now. I'm on my mobile banking trying to find it. It's right here.
And what day is that?
That would have been April 14th.
And what bank?
Um, I'm at Heritage and her bank is Wells Fargo.
So were you at Wells Fargo or you took the money
I
over
met
to
her at Wells
Heritage? Where did you-
Fargo and I'm sorry, go ahead.
So which bank did you meet Ms. Bowman at?
At Wells Fargo,
And she handed you money there?
correct.
And then you went over to your bank
Exactly.
and how do you know it was Ms. Bowman who drove through your yard?
Because actually it was in my kitchen window and I looked over and seen her. She was that close. She did it twice. She drove through one way and went outside and tried to see if I could talk to one of the neighbors. They said they heard a horn honking, but she thought that was my alarm on my car being set. And then I went back on the house to try to calm down, and then she drove back through the other way. And then I have pictures of the marks, but I couldn't take a picture through the kitchen window fast enough to actually see her plate. It was all blurry. Because I had an older phone.
All right, thank you.
And then when the cops came, they went up and talked to her. She slammed the door in their face and he came back down to talk to me. And as we were talking, she drove by again, speeding down Union Street in front of the cop but obviously he wasn't in with his radar, so he couldn't stop her for that. Later on that night, she came down again, yelling down, walking down the hill, yelling at me, calling me a cop, calling little, you couldn't even imagine what she was saying. But she was calling me a cop, calling little word that I prefer not to say. And so I called the cops again, and that's a part of their notes. They didn't make a report. They just took notes.
All right. First of all, I'm going to deny the request for continuance in this case. It's been hard enough for the court. We've set so many hearings where there's just one party present. Having both parties present today, we're going to conduct the hearing. This matter has been before the court numerous times, both parties filing petitions. And it's clear to me looking back through the cases, which is what I was doing during the moments of silence, is that the court's approach of saying it's hard to discern between the two of you who's the one that's aggravating the situation more than the other. And that's why the court just keeps denying orders on a regular basis. And that clearly hasn't worked because we're back here again. In this case, I'm going to find that the preponderance of the weight goes to me believing Mr. Petey's side of the version or of the version of events. And so I will grant the request for protection order. Ms. Bowman, you're to have absolutely no contact with Mr. Petey at all for the next year. No contact with his son. You're not to go within
Good call. Absolutely.
100 feet of him, his home, his vehicle, or his son. And that changed. That's similar to the temporary order that is in effect, because 1,000 feet within the neighborhood would be very problematic. So I believe 100 feet is a functional distance to assert. Mr. Petey, this order will be in effect for 1 year from today's date. If you want it renewed, you'll have to come back to court and ask, have it renewed. A copy of the order is available in the court file for either one of you if you want to access that. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh, good Lord. Here's the situation. I'm going to try to do this direct right now. Let's see. I don't know how to put this. I thought I had a different clip, which is the one in the which is the one in my thumbnail. I'm not going to say why, but I want you to try to figure out why I was confused and thought it was the same clip. This clip is fantastic, but I was referring to the other clip. I'm not going to say why. I'm going to let you guys see if you can piece that together.
Abhilash Khanna and Kayla Riley.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, if you both activate your videos.
Okay, wait, I'm trying. Give me 1 second. Is there any way I can translate for Abhilash?
Sure.
Okay,
Are
thank you.
What's your relation?
I'm her daughter, Payal, last name Khanna. Yes.
We're speaking in Hindi.
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Riley?
Okay.
Right. Ms. Khanna and Ms. Riley, both raise your right hands, please. Do you swear that testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Ms. Khanna, what is your business?
She owns 2 gas stations.
And so, and person translating your name is?
Payal, last name Khanna.
Yeah. So spell your first name for me, please.
Payal. And last name Khanna.
Thank you, Pyle. So Pyle, what I'm going to ask you to do is when I say something in English, if you just translate that into Hindi so that your mom can answer the question and you tell me what she says.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So Ms. Khanna, so when I say that, I'm referring to Abhilash.
Okay.
Ms. Khanna, tell me briefly why you need this protection order.
सारा कुछ असली ने गाड़ी जाके कर गई अब टायर पंचर कर दिया हरास कर दी जो भी है तू बोल देगी मैं तो बोलूंगा कहता कि जो बोलूंगी वही तो ट्रांसलेट करना हाँ तो 10 ना भी इतना करके गली जाके बार हरास कर दिया ओके बोल दे hey so she said on the day we applied the case, she and my brother have a relationship and they got into a fight. But every time they get into a fight, she comes to my mom's house and then she does all bunch different kind of stuff. This time she punctured our 3 cars with the sharp object like 5 to 6 times. That cost us more than like $1,500 to fix those. Plus she went to her house and then she afterwards came to my house. My house was also her house, and I'm living in one of the houses as a renter. So she went to both houses, punctured my car, and then went to her house, punctured her 2 cars too as well. Even our whole neighborhood has filed a complaint and submitted the video to the cop that she comes to our street nonstop. Every time they get into an argument, my brother just start coming to our streets, honking even at the midnight at 12 and speeding really fast on the road. So yes. And then the last year we also submitted the restraining order. She went to one of our business and hit the gas pumps with the car and then yelled in front of all the customers. But then we were not able to show up to the court date because of the work. But then we let it go, but it's keep happening. So we're trying to do it again.
And when did the puncturing of tires occur?
ਕਿਹੜੀ ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ ਡੇਟ ਯਾਦ ਹੈ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਲਿਆ ਉਸ let me see really quick. The 32nd Sunday last. So it was like 2 weeks ago when we got a restraining order, just day before that.
And Ms. Riley, is this why you've been charged with the felony?
Your Honor, I did do it, but it's because.
Okay, hold on. Let's just stop right there. So is this why you've been charged with the felony?
Yes, this is why I was charged with it, but it's because me
Okay,
and
say just stop. And the reason I'm telling you that is because you're facing a pretty serious charge here.
Yes.
And you don't have a lawyer with you today.
Not today,
and
but
if the lawyer was here with you today, the lawyer would say, because you have a pending felony charge, you should not say anything about that. I am confident that's what the lawyer would tell you, because you've been placed under oath and anything you say today is available to the prosecutor and they can use it in any trial against you.
Yes.
So
yeah, well, she said it now.
And I am really confident that a lawyer would say, do not say anything.
You're right, but there's just so much to this story that needs to be told, Your Honor. Like,
Well, you may think so, but it could result in you ending up in jail. So I just want to be very clear about that. So you can say, I'm not going to tell you you can't talk. I'm just saying, I'm sure your lawyer,
You know, she's crazy. She's kind of hot.
if you, and you must have a lawyer on the criminal charge. I assume you've already appeared and they've appointed an attorney. Am I right?
yes.
And who's your attorney?
I forgot his name, but I was incarcerated for a day and I spoke to him briefly. And we have trial on the 5th where I have to appear.
Right? And
And
did you tell him that you wanted to appear at the protection order hearing and you wanted to tell the court that you know, whatever it is you want to tell me, did you tell your lawyer that that's what you intended to do?
no, I have not.
Okay. Because your lawyer would not be happy if he heard that from you.
Sorry.
Because he would think you're really making a bad mistake in doing that and you're hurting your own. Your hearing tomorrow is what's
Yeah.
called an arraignment. That's
That-
just where
that was
that's the
bad.
initial hearing. And there, unless you've worked something out with your lawyer, there will,
As an attorney and litigator for almost 30 years, I can tell you that was bad.
be no resolution to the case at the hearing tomorrow. It just is very brief. So that's what's currently scheduled. And then from that date, tomorrow, a trial would then be scheduled. So I will reiterate one last time. I am quite confident that your attorney would say, do not say anything today.
Okay. Then I will stay quiet today and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, too late.
All right.
The horse is out of the
And
barn.
I
there.
understand that from your standpoint, you believe there's all kinds of other things at play here.
Not that
Uh,
they matter and not that it's an excuse, but it just plays an impact on what I was feeling. I mean, I've been dealing with this family for
Oh, but it was my feelings. You see, Judge, it was my feelings. So they had it coming. That's what she thinks. That's what she thinks in her pea brain. Because she's cute, nobody's ever told her no. This is endemic.
4 or 5 years now. And yeah, with their son, not them, like they're not the issue. It's just a lot.
Okay. But they're the ones asking for the protection
They're
order
protecting
and
their brother.
Yep.
They're protecting their brother. They're protecting her son. Like
okay.
they're gonna
So-
do whatever they want to protect him because I have a child. This is our daughter, right? This is my daughter and his daughter. He is a 20-something-year-old man, and I was 16 having her. So there's just so much that goes into
Yep,
place.
senor.
Like not
That's
that in its excuse. It's just there's so much of built up anger that caused it, built up trauma that caused it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I just want to be really clear. The only petitioner here is Abalash on behalf of herself.
I don't know. I have no idea of the underlying facts in this case, but if I had to guess, as I sit here right now and I haven't seen them, if I had to guess, the guy involved here is perfectly reasonable. That's my guess. I don't think he's doing anything wild. I mean, he's not perfect or whatever, but I don't think he's out of line. Just saying, I don't know. That could be wrong.
That's all. It's not on behalf of her son. It's on behalf of herself. And based on what I've heard, and I understand the context that this is a very emotional thing for you. You have a son with
Daughter.
her son, and there obviously there are issues involving that, and you don't need to go into them for me. I can just tell from your voice, and, you know, you're explaining to me, and I won't make any finding as to whether you did the events that constitute the crime in this case, but I'll just, with your acknowledgement that you've reacted in ways that probably are inappropriate based on your emotional state, I'm going to grant Ms. Khanna's request that you have no contact with her, not go within 1,000 feet of her or resident.
I would call him a mama's boy, generally, but not culturally. This is the way it's done. I'm just, I get around this globe, and this is the way it's done in that very traditional society. That you stay very close with your mother in that case. So you have to take the culture and view this in context. And I'm just guessing that he's reasonable, and the fact that he's close with his mother at this stage is very, very normal for where he comes from.
Her vehicles. And Ms. Khanna, this order will be in effect for 1 year from today's date. And if you need it renewed, you'll have to come back to court and ask for it to be renewed. Ms.
Okay.
Khanna, do you understand all that?
कहता है कि 1 साल तक रहूगा होगा थैंक यू
And let me ask a question here. Who is Yesavi? Yes,
that's my daughter.
and it's not, okay, that's not, obviously not your son, Ms. Riley, correct?
No.
Okay, and so, Payal, you live with your mom?
We live on the same couple streets away, but the property I'm renting, it's her property. I'm renting from her.
Okay, and your name is not on this form. Yes Hasvi is, and tell me why Yes Hasvi's name is on the petition.
Yes, because the day when this puncturing happened, I was not home and I left my baby with my mom. And then when this whole situation happened, my mom was holding the baby inside. And they were keep saying, go inside. And so they backed up the car and my mom was standing there and the baby was behind the house, like in the front, right behind my mom. So I was so worried that something's gonna happen to the baby because she was right there, and they try to back up the car and it was almost trying to hit my mom, and the baby was right behind it. So I leave my baby to my mom.
Okay, yeah, thank you. You've answered the question I needed to have answered. Thank you.
Oh yeah, back to back Indian Karens. We open with a feather and end with a dot. All right. I'm going to knock this thing out. Nothing's happening here. Indeed. All right, there you have it. That was just wild, all over the place. We kicked it off. We kicked it off in front of Judge Perkins. I now have a playlist for Judge Perkins. I still haven't filled it all in, but I found some more, and now I'm adding the new ones. And just today, I made a playlist for the Chisinator. There's so many Chisinator videos, and he's usually not on the thumbnail, so I'll never find those. But I found 2 or 3 recent ones, so at least there's a playlist going. This judge needs a playlist too. Is this Meyer? I don't even know. I'm sorry. It was just so funny. Like, the confusion with those 2 cases was cracking me up because you guys could see. So they tell me they've got an Indian Karen, and I go look at the call and I find an Indian Karen, but they're talking about a different Indian Karen. And I'm like, oh man, how do I get this straightened out without getting in trouble here? I mean, I was trying to avoid this. I was trying to be all PC about it. I really was. My heart was in the right place. I'm like through that. I thought we were gonna go to the other one afterwards, but then I've got only so much clip left. I'm like, no, we don't have time for the other clip. So I messaged Breck and I'm like, no, not that Indian Karen, the other Indian Karen. Oh, good Lord. I'm sorry, people. This is not like a bit I set up. Okay, I wasn't trying to do this. I wasn't. This happened upon me. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm just a simple country attorney trying to bang out a living in the Midwest. That's all that's going on here. And then we had, I should probably change the title to Ambiguous Indian Karen in Washington. All right. I'm getting out of here while my channel's still up. Thank you all for coming out. I'll see you soon.